hold on. Let me correct that. That's good. It's good you said that, but that's a good and bad belief. I like your headspace because it's helping you push your limits and all that stuff. But there's another headspace that's also very true. I meet tons of dudes in LA that I think are kind of little pussy guys that aren't that cool, but they're cool enough and they build enough tension. They couldn't cold approach to save their fucking life, but they built a dynamic social circle where they consistently date super fucking hot girls.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's also true. Now, here's the other side of this. I think getting good at cold approach is one of those skills that everybody should go do. It's kind of like what they say. Like I was telling the guys the other day. I read a book one time. He said it's not becoming a millionaire. The good feeling isn't necessarily the $1 million. He goes, yeah, that feels kind of good. He goes, what feels good is the man you have to become and the skills you learn to make $1 million. All right.
Definitely.
So when you can consistently go out and yeah, not consistently. I don't know what the fuck. If you saw me on any given random night, you'd be like, he is full of shit. Like I get blown out just like everybody else. And I go through weird inner games, ups and downs, just like everybody else. So whatever. But over time, we do pretty well. That being said, what you'll start to here's the answer. When you go out for a long enough time and you're like, look, I'm pretty goddamn good at this. I don't know what to measure that against, but I'm pretty goddamn good. And you start to see diminishing returns where you're like, how much better could I really, I mean, I know there's always room for improvement, but how much better could I really get? And how much goddamn time and energy would I have to put in to finish off that last 8%, 10% to get that good, right? When you get that level, you're like, I don't really want to go to clubs 6 nights a week anymore. I'm also 29 years old, and I get like, I'm at that point where I'm like, I like to go out a couple nights a week. I don't want to go to clubs fucking 7 nights a week. When I was your age, dude, I was out every fucking night, and I don't care what happened. I couldn't wait to go out. I was just like, fuck social circles. Sitting on a couch watching a movie with a bunch of people, fuck you. I'd rather be at the club. Woo!
Yeah.
Like, don't fight that. Like that's your nature right now, man. Like that's your path. Go fucking terrorize it. Like while you feel like that, that's good.
Okay.
Okay. When I was your age, I was broke. I was just out of college. I dated some really hot girls in college, but I hadn't like just been crushing it. So I'd never done any cold approach either. I'd always had social circles, so I was excited about doing the cold approach thing because I didn't even know about it. I was like, wow, how fucking cool is this? So you tell me I no longer have to wait for some hot girl to pop up in my social circle and compete with all my friends. I can go out and make it happen for myself. Hell yeah, that's sick. All right, but I want you to know there's low-level social circle game and there's high-level social circle game. You know, like high-level social circle game is where you cultivate 3 or 4 friends that really get you. You have good synergy, and you do go out together and you do meet. You know, you still kind of cold approach together, but you also get bottle service sometimes, and you also look fucking cool, and you make each other look cool. And if a hot girl comes in the social circle, you don't all 5 jump on her like piranhas. You've got to all have a high level of abundance. You all make each other look good just by the way you dress, carry yourself, talk. If I introduce a girl to my friend, I instantly gain points. So you cut your workload in mega big time, right? And you also, the good thing with social circle is that you get to lock in your games. Like if you meet a girl tonight and it went kind of well, but you're like, that was pretty on it. She was pretty on it. But if I ask her for a phone number, I feel like it might be like a little try hard. You know what? Fuck it. I'm not going to, because I know I'll see her next week. So you can build it to a really high, powerful level before you try to capitalize. Or some other girls will like you big time that night, and that's a whole other audio is the rules and bounds of social circle. But I just want you guys to realize, like, there is no better. It's not that there's not better or worse. You need both, and they facilitate each other. Cold approach teaches you some high level calibration, all right, for like how to build really deep attraction and stuff like that. But social circle also teaches you a high level of calibration, because being a loose cannon in cold approach can be a bad thing in social circle. However, there are times to be a loose cannon in your social circle that would cause quantum levels of attraction. So blending those two together are both powerful skills. It's like guys that say, I don't do dates. I'm like, well, good luck, because one of these days you may meet a girl that's like, I want to go on a date, and you may really like her, and you're going to go on a date, and you're like, I don't even know where to fucking start. So why have any holes in your game? You know what I mean?
Yep, for sure.
But one more thing on that, though. I think a really smart thing to do is at minimum, always do either one in minimums, even for you right now where you're at, 70-30. 70-30. So if you want to do cold approach right now, do 70% hardcore cold approach, but 30%, which isn't that much, make sure you remember the name of the bartender. Make sure you remember the name of the door guy. Remember to tip the door guy. Remember names of people. Fucking if you're gonna see people, try to bring value to situations. Like just practice. That's just good for life anyway. You know what I mean? Whether you want to go and be the host of house parties and all that kind of bullshit, I'm not. Honestly, dude, if you read if you watch my DVD on social circles, I'm always like, there's value connectors, social connectors, ultimate connectors. I'm the worst social connector ever because I hate texting. I don't really like that many people. I don't like to talk all the time. I'm busy as fuck with work. I don't want to fucking be on the phone all goddamn day. And it's nothing personal to everybody else. I just am busy. And so it's a big time frustrating state break for me to have to be like, 30-minute phone call when I've got 10 hours of work today. I don't have time to do that 5 times, right? So for me, I'm just more of a value connector, and with a little bit. And I surround myself with really powerful social connectors that crush it, and I bring them tons of value. So that limits my time to just those people without me having to go text message 3,000 people. So you can blend both. It's not like you got to give away your lifestyle and go pursue pure social circle mastery or pursue pure cold approach. However, I do think the older you get and the more money you have, for me, for example, I'm really glad the way my situation went down. I'm glad I had to go learn cold approach completely broke and not being male model and can do it at the time, right? Because then I didn't know how to dress or anything. So I went and learned it in the trenches with no cheat codes, right? And what that does for you is it helps you. It's harder. Actually, a lot of guys will give up that thing because you're going to take a lot more beatings early on. Dude, it makes you really powerful later. So like now, as I'm starting to get my money right and my looks right and my inner game is getting more and more solid every day and my social circles, as my kind of like we talk about going supernova, as every piece gets a little bit stronger, I like social circle because I'm a big fish, and if I get in the social circle long enough, I'm a big fish, and that makes me powerful. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got it.
It's my life easier because then I'm like, dude, I can just walk in, splash around a little bit of money, not much, just a little bit to bring value and get enough to be on the radar. Like, I picked up a bottle at the promoter's table and wanted the fuck out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That guy remembers me and he treats me good. And then if any girl talks to me, I know how to build attraction. I'm fucking funny. I carry myself well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I get to do half the work that you guys would have to do running around the club. Not that yours is wrong, and not that you couldn't walk up and steal her right in front of me. That's not the point either. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like, you have to be rich and this, and you don't, man. I'm telling you, I dated some seriously amazing women when I didn't have a pot to piss in. So it's not one or the other, but I will say, if you can get your game good with no cheat codes and then add all the cheat codes in, holy shit. Versus a lot of guys that I teach, I'm like, man, your learning curve is kind of stunted because you already have all the cheat codes. So you don't really want to go learn all the trench warfare stuff. And if you had in your arsenal, you'd be unstoppable. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Next fucking question.